When people think of flying, they think of this, or this, or this.
Why do I hold myself back in such situations? Oh, ground! Ah, damn it!
Ask a calisthenics athlete what he thinks of, and he'll probably not say planche. But I'm gonna talk about it anyway. To explain it way too oversimplified, lean forward, push down with shoulders, legs come up. Even a middle-aged guy with zero experience will know it takes more than that. So I'm here to explain it. You're welcome. Planche is a shoulder exercise. Many people think it takes a lot of core strength, but that is dead wrong. It does use the core, but not to the extent that people think. You can't just spam a ton of leg raises and be able to planche. It's an exercise that takes a lot of shoulder strength and a lot of trial and error. So I'm going to explain how to reach the first progression, which is called a tuck planche. It's like a full planche, but your knees and legs are tucked into your belly basically. And so the force required to push your legs up isn't that much compared to the other progressions. And so in order to reach tuck planche, you need to push your body up using only arms, and that itself can be a challenge. And so a few key points for the tuck planche, and for most progressions in general, is to keep your arms straight. You want to twist your elbows forward and make sure that you lock them in place. Because if you do a bent arm planche, that's cheating and it's much easier. The second point is to lean forward. Without lean, you can't lift your legs up. Simple as that. Another point is to protract your shoulders, which means to push your shoulder blades apart and forward. And this is basically the opposite of the front lever. If you're training that, you want to do the opposite of that. Another cue is to squeeze your abs. This keeps tension in your body and makes it easier to push down, I think. If you don't know what this feels like, imagine you're about to get punched in the stomach.
I became known as an up-and-comer with a mean left hook who farted every time he got punched in the stomach.
That's what I think of when I do the planche, and I've only thrown up a couple of times. You also want to squeeze your abs, especially in the later progressions. This keeps your body and legs in a straight line, making you look like you know what you're doing, even when you don't. This may be difficult at first, but just do a couple hip thrusts beforehand, and you should be good. This won't help on account of your poor form, but I just tricked you into doing leg day, so you just lost all of your progress. Check out this hat I got. Okay, back to the video. So you don't just try a planche, like a full planche, right off the bat. There's stages called progressions. I already told you about tuck planche, but following tuck planche, there's advanced tuck, there's straddle, there's half lay, and finally full. And these progressions are the levels or stages that it takes to get to the full planche. Now in each of these stages, you're carrying the same weight. That doesn't change. But the amount of lean it takes to carry your feet up as they go backwards increases the more you put your feet out, which is why they go in an order where your feet slowly go out. So the gap between tuck planche and advanced tuck planche doesn't seem too big if you're just watching, but it actually makes a huge difference. Tuck planche, you don't need a lot of lean, but as you slowly put your feet out to that 90-degree parallel or perpendicular to the ground mark, it does take a lot more lean than a tuck plancher would be able to do. And this is the first challenging gap that many people have on their planche journey. And so one of the great things about these progressions is that they also have progressions between these progressions. And I recommend the one leg advanced tuck and one leg normal tuck. And this is a great way to get the feel for it. It's a great way to build up the strength. And yeah, slowly over time you can slowly move the feet back into the perpendicular position and bam, advanced tuck. And obviously, all the other form cues apply. You still need the protraction. You still need the straight arms. You still need to keep your like hips level to your shoulders. Everything still applies for each of these progressions. Right, so actually from here, there's different paths you can take after advanced tuck. And the first path, which is the most popular one, is advanced tuck to straddle to full. And this is the one most people take. It's the one that's most known. The other one, which is a little less popular, is advanced tuck to straddle to half lay and then to full. And there's another one which just skips straddle altogether, and it's just advanced tuck, half lay, full. And this is the one I'm going on. I do a little bit of straddle, but half lay, in people's opinion and mine, is better than straddle because you get more glute activation, and this translates more to the actual planche. Straddle's cool, but it's a lot easier than full, and that could mess some people's perspectives of it. And so yeah, I'm gonna talk about the half lay. So why do I recommend half lay over straddle planche? Well, it comes down to the legs, obviously, because that's the only place it's different. So the half lay, because the legs are in the middle, like the full planche, it translates over better than the straddle. Because if you do straddle too much, your body gets used to the like spreading the legs out, and so it's not ready for the full. For half lay though, the glute activation is the same. Basically the mechanics of the move are the same. It's just an easier version, just like advanced tuck planche. And so yeah, straddle planche is a pretty good progression too, but I don't know. I think the half lay is just better overall. It translates more. It's just a better stepping stone to the full planche if that's what you're going for. And so we finally come to the full planche. After years or months of hard work, if you're like 5'2", this is where you get. This is the peak. Congrats if you make it here. Just remember the form cues, and yeah, now you can start working on. You're not done, by the way. You can work on planche push-ups. You can work on Maltese presses. There's a lot of things you can do. You can go to the rings. If you've been doing it on parallettes, you can go to the floor, and if you've been doing the floor, you can do parallettes. There's a lot more you can achieve now. But I don't know. Congrats. I hope we'll both make it there. Good luck.